every drill that we're doing, special teams wise, offensively and defensively. It's been pretty even pretty much all camp. Guys fighting each other, working extremely hard. I think the leadership has been really, really good thus far on both sides of the ball.
When you say that dogfight on special teams, what do you mean? What does that look like?
Every drill, Coach Bush has done a great job of designing drills to make these guys really, really work on the fundamental techniques. And there's not a play where it's a walkthrough or simulated walkthrough. Those guys are really, really working on a rep, more or less a game rep, opposed to a walkthrough rep, which is making us better when we get to a team field.
What are some examples of some of those drills that foster that competition?
Well, when we're doing our retrace drills on kickoffs, retrace drills on punt returns, those guys are competing against in close quarters, where it's really, really getting a little bit of grimy, and to make these guys really, really compete against each other. So it's not a closed, it's more of a close quarters drills that we're doing where these guys really, really focusing and working against each other really hard, combat-wise.
What are some signs of a good competition? Is it physicality? Is it, chirping?
No, well, no, it's not necessarily chirping. When the guys are really working against each other and those guys know that each guy on the team is competing really, really hard, and everybody is competing and everybody's giving themselves up. When they get beat or when the defender beats them, they're giving themselves a shot on the back. That means they're really working hard against each other. Everybody on the team is really working hard. There's no give up at all right now that I've seen thus far. We just got to continue on this pace.
It feels like right now maybe you guys are ahead in recruiting, I guess, compared to last year. I guess how satisfied are you with where you guys are right now overall?
Well, we're happy with the guys that we have, right now currently. Obviously, we're going to continue to work to find guys. The recruiting department is always looking. We talk to those guys on a daily basis on guys that's out there, that guys that may be committing out of our area, who's the next one up, do we stay on them, those type things. So our focus as a staff is training camp, but also in the background, some of the things that we have to do on our daily logs is to make sure we're still touching kids in recruiting, whether it's over lunch, trying to text them, call us a little bit later on once we get done. So we really like the class that we currently have, but also we want to continue to we got to continue to work those guys because they haven't signed yet. So we got to really treat those guys and recruit those guys every single day.
What sort of things do you guys track when you're working on special teams drills?
Coach Bush and Coach Connors does a great job. We watch, those guys watch every single rep, and then as a staff, we meet later on as a staff, and we really roll through those reps, and then the kids know that we're going to watch every rep, and if there's a rep that somebody's not giving effort on, that's one of the first reps Coach Bush is going to show, and really give those guys dialed up. We start every morning meetings with the special teams, and Coach Bush has done a great job of setting the table. He knows, those kids knows exactly what we're going to do. Every single day, the coaches know exactly what we're going to do, and the coaches in those guys' ear to really back Coach Bush up. So, things are going really, really well there. I'm sure Coach Frost is happy there.
For your assets, when you still working who's kind of standing out?
Well, all those guys, obviously Oliver did a great job back there at punt return. We're going to really look hard at Tommy Hill. He's done it in high school, coming out of the Orlando area. I've seen him firsthand live. We got guys like Monte Brown, the kickoff return guy, Trey Palmer. We got a lot of guys back there. Even some of the guys like Emmett Johnson has done a great job, and then a little DB Malcolm Harzard has done a great job. So we got some young bodies that can do some things in the return game, along with all of our running backs. Every single one of those guys are working back there as kick return guys, and then some of the receivers that we're also using as punt returns too. So I got more depth than I've ever had to work with back there. So a lot more playmakers.
Your tight ends, you need a solid number two behind Travis, or is it a deal where you could have a mix of guys with different skill sets that fit that?
Right now, the only person I've really anointed has been Travis. So competition between Workinger, Brewington, and Hickman has been fierce every single day. And then you throw Rollins in that mix to where he's really starting to pick things up. And then Carney is today has probably had one of his better days that he's had since he's been here in camp. So right now the competition for that second spot, I told him last night, the only person right now that's played reps and has put a lot of log reps is Travis. I'm looking for guys right now to be 2, 3, 4, and fill out the rest of the roster. So I'm going to continue that. We're not going to name anybody. Those guys going to compete for it. And today they went out and fought their tail off like I expect those guys to do every single day.
Where has Travis improved the most and maybe elevated his game?
He's better. He's been a dominant run blocker. He's better in the passing game. We spent a lot of time this all season with him. One of the beautiful things of him, missing a lot of contact in the spring, I was able to fundamentally get him a little bit better at the top end of his routes, understanding who he's working, being able to use his big body and position it to where he's always open. The quarterback just throwing him. So I've seen a big improvement in that area. His transition over.
We talked to Thomas Fidone a few weeks ago. He's progressing. Do you have any idea when he may be available and what kind of shot in the arm would that give you?
Yeah, we hadn't set any timetable with that. We're kind of taking it week by week with it. I can say he's ahead of where he probably should be right now, but we don't want to get out ahead on that right there. We just want to continue to work. He's actually not in camp as far as doing anything physically with us, just rehab only. So. And I know him. He's really keeping in track off his iPad what we're doing every single day. He's one of those kids that is missing it and he's chomping at the bit, to be out there. So whatever the doctors say he's clear, he's going to be ready to go.
I know you said no timetable. Do you anticipate him being back during the season for practice or full contact?
Well, depending on what the doctors say. Like I said, we're taking it week by week. He could be. Back, 2 months, whatever the doctor say, could be a month, could be 6 months. I don't know. They haven't given me a timetable, but I'm seeing him, looking at him. He looks like he's physically ready. I know he wants to be back out there. As soon as the doctors give us the okay, I sat down with him this summer, and what I'm looking for him is I want long term with him. If there's any inkling where he can, re-injure himself, I'm not going to put him out there. Simple as that. We're not going to put him out there. We want him to be back to where he's fully ready to go, so he doesn't get injured. We don't want to put him in harm's way.
And just to clarify real quick.
We gotta go.
Okay. Thanks, Sean.